So guys, we made a promise that we are going to be giving you so much educational content, and today marks the first official content we are going to be showing you guys, and it is going to be amazing. It's going to blow your minds because we are going to be revealing lots and lots of secrets on how to get perfect entries, sniper entry. So let's dive into the chat and see what we have in store for us tonight. It's been very, very cold. So that's why you can see me on this. All right, so how does the strategy work? The strategy works on it. Maybe you could backtest a lot of pairs, but here's the thing, and here's one thing that you must put in mind. There are certain components that makes the market what it is, and number one is timing. A lot of you trade without timing. Knowing when to trade is more important than the strategy. For example, gold is a pair that trends at midnight. I know you're just getting this information for the first time. Yes, it's a pair that trends most times at midnight. So how do you enjoy a trending situation in gold? Let me just show you an example. So if I switch to gold on M5, whatever I'm going to be teaching you is going to be M5. So I'm using UTC Nigerian time +1. So it's set at Lagos, right? UTC Nigerian time +1, then it's set at Lagos. Now, how do I know that gold trends at midnight? So it's just a case of from 12 midnight up until maybe 6 a.m. So let's just, it is an entry I took on gold that was yesterday. So let me just put in a session indicator that shows me the different times of the day. Okay. Now, when I say gold trends at midnight, take a look at this. If you look at this, this is from 23:55, which is almost 12 midnight, till 7 a.m. in the morning. You could see this nice bullish move, right? It's very smooth. And so naturally, if you picked a buy maybe at this point and at this point, this is where the normal break and retest naturally works. But now that's not even what I want to show you. Let me just show you something here. If you look at this from 12 midnight again, so if you take a look at this from 12 midnight, you would naturally see a beautiful downward movement. And so again, if you decide to take entries during break of structures and all that, you would naturally make money, right? Let me show you just a bit more, and then we dive into what I'm teaching, what I have in store for you guys today. So if you look at this, you would naturally see this, like it's less complicated during these times of the day, because if you understand trends, especially on lower time frame, you just naturally, okay, take a look at this. This is a very beautiful uptrend. When did it start? 11 p.m. up until 6 a.m. It happens every day. And so all you just need is a break of structure and then price reacting, a break of structure, just saying, yeah, this trend which I am going in is valid, and then you just have a continuation entry. All right, but basically what I want to show you is manipulation. All right, so what exactly is manipulation? For those of you who are beginners, in trade to retire, we try to simplify trading. So let's go to EURUSD with 5 minutes time frame. So one thing you need to understand is number one, timing, right? Timing. Number two, what strategy would match the time? Number three, entry, and then for money management. So basically, that's just what we're going to be talking about. But here's the thing. EURUSD is one of the most common pair that is traded, and so the most liquid. And so why is this information important? Do you know that it is one of the most manipulated pairs? Now, the biggest question is, how do we enjoy the manipulation in Euro USD? What I'm showing you, don't show anybody anyway, as much as it's going to be public. Whatever I'm showing you, just keep it to yourself, don't mind me. So, but the thing is, share this video. And before I continue, please just subscribe to the channel. It's not fair that you're getting this kind of knowledge, because where we're going to is going to be crazy. And then you've not subscribed and then turned on notifications. So just do that right now. All right. So number one, timing. Euro USD around the time of 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. It has what we call an overlapping session. A session is closing and then another session is opening. Now, when a session, between the time where London session or Asian session or whatever session is closing and another is opening, a lot of manipulation happens. So in simple terms, manipulation is being referred to as reversal. So let's assume on Euro USD, London session was moving down like this. New York session will move up. Okay, let's keep it as simple as that. If New York section is moving up, sorry, let's start with Asian session moves down, London session moves up. Now, the time between London close and New York open, if this was up, this other one will be down. So what do we have here? Classic reversal. Classic what? Reversal. So we have reversal. And so this should be happening at specific times of the day. That's the point. A lot of you are reversal traders, but you don't know when to maximize reversal trade. And that is where time and price comes in. If you have to be a reversal trader and for you to make money, I'm going to be showing you lots of examples that will blow your head. Your strategy should match the time that fits that strategy. If you're a trend trader, if you're a trend trader, that is, you always want to enjoy the trend. There is a time that you're supposed to trade. You cannot stop that. And there is a moment, if you're a long term, there is a particular day you should start trading. If it's crazy because it's so big that even if you want to trade the trend in terms of yearly projection, there is a particular month you are expected to start trading the trend. That's crazy. But if you're an intraday trader like myself, there is a time of the day that the market is expected to naturally move. And there are certain pairs that you must use in order to enjoy this. Do you understand? And so where it now makes so much sense is this. Let me show you this. Timing. Sorry. Timing. Pair selection. And then the strategy that matches the time. So let's go to the chart. We are dealing with Euro USD today. And then we said for Euro USD, most of the manipulations happens when a new session and another session is about to start. So a session is ending, another is opening. A session is ending, another is opening. It's usually between 1 hour, 2 hours time. Now, inside a 1 hour, 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 hours, that is when we are trading. We are not concerned about every other time. We just want to focus on that time. So let's look at this. Now, between the hour of what for Euro USD, 1 p.m. and 3:50 p.m. Nigerian time. That's why I started with UTC plus 1. That is where we get reversal. So notice something. In the previous session, the market was moving down, and now the market is moving up. Aha. Now you're thinking as fast as I can imagine. If the previous session was moving down, now during this particular time, the overlapping session All we need to see is a criteria that fits reversal. And what is that most common criteria is a change of character or shift in market structure known as MSS. Known as what? MSS. So when there is a shift in market structure or a change of character, it's a confirmation that the market is about to reverse. And so because of that confirmation, we can take our entry. I just want to keep this class as simple as possible. But here's the cheat. We are not just trading strategy. We are positioning ourselves for when the strategy will work. And should you try this on every pair? Of course not, because Euro USD is most times liquid, naturally liquid, because of the volume of traders that is involved in trading Euro USD. Big banks, big institutions, the big retail traders all engage in Euro USD every single day. And so within the hours of what? 1 p.m. Nigerian time and 3:50 Nigerian time, you will notice New York session and London session overlapping in a single position, like in a midpoint. This is where you strike, right? So because of that, information is powerful. See what happens here. And that's why I'm not going to go so much into details, but get this information. Okay, this is just our first educational video. So MSS, guys, all you need to do is locate what an MSS, and then your entry could either be at the FVG or the order block. And what happened here? Long position. You can place your stop loss below. The next video, of course, I don't want to keep this video long. The next video targets the money management for this. It's crazy, guys. This is powerful. In between the 1 p.m. to 3:50, you have what? An MSS. Why am I entering at this FVG? All that will be discussed in the part 2. If this FVG was not available, this is where I probably would enter at the order block, or probably the breaker block over here. All right. And so this was a perfect trade. Let's look at other examples. Guys, take a look at this. Now, this is an overlapping session between Tokyo and London. What happens? An MSS is displayed there. There was no FVG here. See what happened, guys. But I prefer the 1 p.m. to 3:50 p.m. All right, but let's just look at this. Look at another overlapping session. Guys, this is magic. So we had an FVG here, right? So all we need to see in the overlapping session is not a BOS, is an MSS or a change of character, because you know a BOS is for what? Breakout structure. So a breakout structure naturally wants to keep you with the trend. But an MSS means shift in market structure or structure shift, whatever. Change of character is change in character. Someone has a good character and all of a sudden starts giving you a bad character. So that is it. So because at the end of the day, if you look closely, this was moving up, this has to go down. This was going down, this has to go up. So that's overlapping session, not inside the session. The overlapping session is always there. That is where you're looking for an MSS, right? Let's see more examples, especially guys from 1 p.m. to 3. It's almost the same thing that happened in the other example. Look at it here. From 1 p.m. to 3. This is crazy. I mean, this is beautiful. So we'll have what? Now, there was an MSS here. Okay. Yeah, of course, there was an MSS here, which didn't react so much. But now, notice, prior to that session, price was moving down. And so we are looking for the opposite direction, manipulation, reversal, isn't it? And so before the overlapping, what did we have? A downward spiral movement. And then here we had an MSS. And so this was the entry, guys. Powerful. Boom. So the next video talks about the targets, the stop loss. I mean, this is crazy, guys. Look at this. This is beautiful. So there was both an FVG here and an order block. Both orders were picked nicely. Next video, I don't want to keep this video very long. I will show you where to place your stop loss and then how to filter fake criteria when all the conditions in the met. So this is also an overlapping session. You can go on and on and on. Look at this. This is super powerful. So this, of course, probably would have hit our stop losses normal, but you could still see that it moved upwards, right? Let's just check. Let's continue checking. So we have an MSS here, and it did good. Let's go back to our time here. There was no MSS here. There was a breakout structure. So hands up, right? Exactly. So let's see overlapping sessions. Here there was an MSS, guys. Take a look at this. Often in sessions we don't expect, overlapping sessions, you know, what happens here? Nice move. You could just place your stop loss above me. The back-to-back wins are pretty alarming, right? So here too, there was an MSS, of course. Not all indicators will plot it well. And then we have an FVG here. Why is this so good and why is it working so beautifully? That's crazy. I hope this is the record. Just a moment, so I'm showing you the record. Okay, yeah. Guys, another MSS in an overlapping session. This is a cheat and it's not fair. Look at this. This is the other block is reacting. So it's almost seeming like, as much as I prefer the 1 to 3:30 p.m. Please note this is an MSS, right? Inside the overlapping session. But it feels like almost everything is turning into magic here. Look at another one. And then this was a buy MSS. Guys, go and back test. Go and back test. Go and back test. I'm looking for a failed signal, right? This was an MSS, and then you could see price reacting at this other block here. That was not bad. Well, of course, you know it's outside the session, so it has to happen inside the session. Whoa, here we have another MSS. And what do we have here? Both an FVG and another block. This is crazy. So you can actually check, right? This is just the tip of an iceberg to what we have for those of you who are inside trade reliability. But we'll be posting a lot of educational content, crazy educational content. This is actually a bit more deep because I want it to be in series, right? Probably the next video that comes out after this is to show you how to filter false signals and other pairs it works with, and then the money management it works with too. So it's going to be back to back fire. I hope you guys are ready for what we have in store for you guys. But every content we put out there, it's something that is going to take you one step towards succeeding in trading. All thanks to Trade to Retire Academy. Expect more content. But before you end this video and before you start your backtesting, make sure you subscribe right now. Like, do it now. That's the only the reason you should pay because it's free. Subscribe, like, comment, and then it's going to encourage me to drop the next video. So if I get 1,000 likes and probably 1,000 subscribers, I'm dropping the next video. Thank you. And have a lovely night rest.